Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Vane. Today we've got kind of a long one. We're going over companies and territory and everything that encompasses it. Along with at the end, I'll be going over some important resources that I would recommend new players know about. And before we start, consider subscribing. If you want to see more content on New World or you just like my videos, helps me out more than you could ever imagine. And this Tuesday, October 15th, I'll be streaming on twitch.tv/Vane. Please, if you want someone to level side by side with or you have questions, come by. All right, let's get into the video. There are currently 12 settable territories in New World. Each of these territories can be owned by companies. And companies are just like guilds, 100 slots, invite only. But to create a company, you need to join a faction. Upon reaching Everfall in the main story questline, you'll be asked to talk to 3 different faction vendors: the Covenant, the Syndicate, and the Marauders. And after picking which one you like the most, you'll be asked to do a series of short quests, and upon completion, you'll join the faction of your liking and are able to create a company. Moving forward, let's talk about territories. Once you start a company, you'll be able to hopefully, just maybe, own some territory of your own one day. Owning a territory means you get paid. All the trade posts, crafting, and refining taxes that is spent in the territory ends up in the company bank. Side note, taxes from all the territories are pooled and split because some territories are very popular, and to be honest, nobody wants to hang out in Reekwater. So for the sake of fairness, taxes are all pooled and split, but if I'm not mistaken, Windsward, Everfall, and Brim do make more money than every other territory. Within the territories, there are crafting and refining stations. The higher the tier, the higher level materials can be processed and crafted. They can be upgraded by the company who owns the territory at the planning table within the town hall. All of these upgrades can be bought for gold, typically ranging anywhere between 5 and 15k, and take a certain amount of time to complete. Additionally, in every territory, you can follow the staircase up to the second floor, and you'll find the governor's desk. This will be able to see the weekly reports of how much income the territory has made. Yes, they're public. Before we move on, I would like this to be known. When Fresh Start comes on launch, each territory will be unclaimed. You can purchase an unclaimed territory with the company for 100k at the governor's desk. So if you've got like a bunch of friends in a company, pool all your gold together and buy a territory. That's all I'm going to say. When you own a territory, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have to deal with wars and invasions. We're going to start out with invasions. Every couple of days, territories are slotted for invasion. You'll know that an invasion is on the way because more and more corrupted portals will spawn in the territory, and eventually there will be a big notification on the map that says upcoming invasion. You can also tell when these events are happening by navigating to the conflicts tab on your map and looking when and where these events will be happening. Invasions are 30 minutes where 50 people experience wave-based PvE combat that get increasingly more difficult as time goes on, kind of like the Pacer test lol. And the last 7 minutes of these events are especially brutal. If you lose the invasion, that means territory downgrade. Random facilities within your territory will unfortunately downgrade after losing, but winning, that means you have nothing to worry about. Participating in these invasions rewards the player with an invasion cache that typically has nothing good in it, and faction rep and tokens along with some gold. Now, within the fort, there is one more thing, and that is war. War is what is considered to be the pinnacle of PvP by many. 2 companies duke it out in a 50v50 battleground, attempting to capture their 3 outside objectives and then proceed to capture the fort. After capturing the fort, the winner receives the territory. I could go on and on and on about how great wars can be, but that's a topic for an entire video if I even make it. I will say this. If you've just got your territory, upgrade the gates and the war horns. If you've never done this before, the gates and the war horns. Upgrade those at the planning table. If you would like a more in-depth video on how New World wars work, let me know in the comments and I'll maybe make one. Now, before a war can even happen, there needs to be an influence race. Influence races are open world PvP enabled content that basically require you to take over the land before you're able to war. You have 1 hour to hit 100% influence, and if you fail, your faction is unable to declare war. And let it be known, the other 2 factions during these races will do everything in their path to prevent you from gaining influence. There are many ways to earn influence in an influence race, but the most obvious way is by gathering with your faction and capturing the watchtowers and the fort. Capturing any of these places earns you 30 plus influence every 5 seconds, and while holding them, you get a 20% additional influence gain. The other way to earn influence is by running PvP missions during an influence race. These are particularly insane, and I would recommend them if your faction is already holding multiple towers uncontested, then go run missions. Getting these done is 100% the best way to make sure you win an influence race. Now, after winning an influence race, you'll be able to declare war against the company that holds the territory. Declaring war is kind of a gamble. If multiple companies on the same faction declare, your odds are decided by how much influence you pushed. If you contributed 50% of the influence, then there's a 50% chance that your company is getting to declare. And if you get the deck 48 hours later, you're going to have a war on your hands. And that's pretty much everything you need to know about the basics of war, territory, etc. in New World. Now, I do have some additional resources for you, so don't click off just yet. We're going to start off with NWDB, or New World Database. This is the data miner's heaven. We've got every single item in New World, how to get it, where it comes from, and more. Now, there's a lot I could say here, but I'm going to leave you with this. The database section has literally every single item in the game, whether it's named non-unique, unique, etc. The front page of the website has the most common items everybody is looking at. So if you want to know what people are interested in, maybe theory crafting, this is where you're going to look. Moving on, we've got newworldmap.com. This is essentially a clone of the basic New World map, except it goes into extreme detail. Every single mob, unique chest, and every gatherable is shown on this map. So whether you're planning a farming route or just trying to find every lore piece in the game, New World map is definitely where you should go. Links for both of these websites will be in the description. And that's all I've got for you today. I just wanted to give a quick thank you to everyone who's subbed and liked. It means the world to me. I really didn't think I'd get this much support. Just a quick shill, twitch.tv/Vane, please, this Tuesday. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.